Greetings. We are on March 2nd, 2024. This is North America and Africa Contributors Meeting, Gpms.world. And we have with us, we started to have a lot of GPMS contributors and also Canada. And I would start with Rick Juers. He's living in Romania with his wife, and also Todd Russian. He's from Alberta, Canada. And we have also Familia with us. He's from Ontario, Francisco Familia. And Sehi, he's traveling United States, Canada. Fred also, he's from, I believe, Uganda. I never saw him before, but I believe it is about Uganda. Joshua, I saw him here, and right now also Derek from Uganda, Africa. And I expect more people to come, especially from Nigeria and Namibia, but we'll see if they are coming because they promised already. So as the table is round, I would let everyone to start to speak because we are all GPMS.org contributors. Then we know what it is about and we know what are our situation and what we need to develop. Yes, Rick.
What I wish to do is to begin this one, we're recording it, and what I wish to say, this is the most unprecedented meeting in respect not only to all the world, but Africa. This is very important. This is the beginning of the connecting, the unity of all of Africa, and of course, all around the world. So we have a combination meeting tonight of Africa and North America. But having said this, it is very instrumental to have our divine brothers and sisters from Africa beginning to unite. And what I also need to say with this is Gpms.world is God's plan. And if God was not real, this would not even be possible. I nor any of us would even be doing this, for there would not even be a chance in hell, if you will, to do this. And the reason we are doing this is because it's divinely ascertained. So having said this, what I also wish to say during the course of this great African unity with all the brothers and sisters coming together as one, it is important that you do not get steered away or distracted from the great unity. Also, it's important that you do not get bought off by the old system that buys you and wants to separate you, because it's very possible in this time, because of the great fear of what GPMS is and the unity, if the remnants of darkness can, they may come in and try to buy certain ones of you by giving you money through others, if you will. It's very important. Do not get led astray by these dark tactics, or you just go back to the same as what you were, struggling all of your life to survive. What I need to say, GPMS is the only way. It's being done universally, worldwide. Stay true to that and do not be distracted from the course of this great unity and common goal for all of humanity. Thank you.
Hi, Fred. I would like to let you also to introduce you. From where are you in Africa? What is your location, Uganda or another one? Just one mute, please. Just one mute. You are mute, please unmute. Unmute you. Just open the mic. No, it's not possible. I cannot hear. If you want to speak, I cannot hear. I may help probably. Fred. I'm asking you to unmute right now. You may see the button. It should appear on your computer. Yeah, waiting for Fred to find the button. Maybe we can introduce also Francisco Familia. I met Francisco Familia years ago in Ontario to the Freedom Movement in Toronto. And it was amazing because he answered to the first time for the self-determination, self-governance. So he's also on the Tartar Chat account on the Freedom Movement, and he's listening all the time, Gpms.world. Hi, Francisco Familia. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you after so many years. I know I couldn't attend meetings. I've been just very busy with my schedules. Just still working, But yeah, my feelings are the same with you guys mutual. We definitely need to come up with a solution with this global crisis happening right now, especially here where I'm from in Toronto. It's getting tough. Like the mayor Olivia Chow just raised the rent prices by 10% or more. So things are getting tough out there. So definitely, I have to start getting more identified, come up with a solution.
Yes. Yes, we know.
This way of life, this way this going is not working at all whatsoever. So I appreciate that I'm part of this community, this Gpms.world, and I hope to bring more people to it, and hopefully they can see this is the way to step forward. It's going to help humanity, and I'm glad this is part of a global community. I know it's part of the Constitutional Conventions, which only dealt with the problems here in Canada. But with this is something that's all over the world. I mean, this is something that humanity needs, an organization like this, people from all over the world coming together, sharing ideas, organizing, just helping each other out to see what it could be.
Yes, thank you so much. It is about no border because practically abundance cannot come with borders, never. We had enough of this false border. In reality, we had underground tunnels that the people that they wanted to come inside of a location, an area, named as country, they were coming underground, but we had borders to pass. And then we were identified, So the borders are just a fraud, nothing else. Thank you so much to be here because really we need to start to share the message in Canada as well. Todd, would you like to say something for this meeting? I know that you have all the time subject. I know that.
Okay, well, hello everybody from all over the world. I'm from Alberta, Canada. Things are progressing. I'm watching everything unfold at a rapid pace. So just to give you everybody here an idea of what I do and who am I, I'm a Canadian. I've been watching the underground movements, the movements of the enemy. I've been concentrating on eschatology side of things and the freedom groups being infiltrated and the tactics of the enemy. So I'm looking at massive deception in America right now. They're really pushing for food shortages and creating this fervor or environment for civil war in Canada and America. We have noticed that the marshals have also started deputizing citizens. We've seen this in Canada where there's this temptation by the dark side of things to either purchase you, infiltrate you, or in a Bolshevik manner, destabilize these movements and also occupy your time, or shall I say, distract you from what's actually happening. So I'm watching world events in Israel. with the Philistines and the Zionists. I'm watching the Nazi movements in Germany and in Poland. We know that Russia is moving troops on Syria. We're also, or I am, watching the plane movements, the shipments of planes, the tactical armaments and triage hospitals being set up in certain places. So we see, or I am watching all of this global tactical movement taking place, and I'm also mirroring it up with eschatology, in the sense of, we know that there's certain gifted people that seen this future unfold, and they're given dreams and visions and prophecies about what's coming next. So I'm also watching that, and then I'm studying prophecy myself with the Dead Sea Scrolls and other what we would call watchmen in the watchman community. There's a great desire to be tempted into the hate bait. And so we are trying our best to stay in love, stay optimistic, continue focusing on networking with like-minded people for what's coming, which to my understanding is a great propaganda of fear and division. And so I'm trying to counteract that fear and division and unite all of these freedom fighters. And I'm also working in Grand Cache and Edson. So I have 7 days on, 7 days off. So these are my only days I get to participate. Then I'm working in a coal mine, trying my best to feed my family. So that's what I do. I'm watching the entire world. I'm watching many different freedom groups. And then I've also devised different communication methods where I'm outside the matrix. So I'm actually receiving kinetic information that is not attached to my cell phone tower, not attached to my address, not attached to my family members. And it's quite time consuming to communicate outside the matrix. So I'm hoping to just keep everybody in faith of love and unity, and be there for people that are wondering what's going on in the world and what we can do to counteract this global Zionism / Nazism, whatever you want to call it, communism, many different words we could use, but basically this great evil that's upon humanity. And we're doing our best to keep everybody in love and in a state of faith, and prepare, stockpile food, love one another, reach out to one another, and use spiritual discernment to tell when your freedom groups are being infiltrated. Use spiritual discernment to be able to tell when this great lie is perpetrated upon us, that we'll know the difference between divine intervention and malevolent behavior. So that's what I do. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know that you are looking all the time, because the control opposition is also very aggressive, and this is one of the reasons, practically probably it's the most important reason that Canada cannot start Gpms.world right now, today. And this is exactly part of the message of Francisco Familia that he addressed today, because we had a lot of control opposition, and practically the people are coming and they believe that this is a freedom movement, and practically they start to follow, and they become only followers of the control opposition, that practically Gpms.org cannot advance, because we cannot have the microphone and everything. And during all this time, waiting time, when the people are killed, Canada Corporation introduced other laws, exactly as Todd described. It's about right now on the freedom of movement. They are very, very aggressive. They want to come with a law like speech, hate speech. And for this, they want to introduce the life prison. So this is not a joke anymore. And this is Canada. It's the third country in the world that wants to put in jail the people for the hate speech. And what they are saying about the hate speech is practically when we share the true information about them on the Freedom account. So practically they want to shoot down the Freedom account. So this is the reason. This is one of the reasons. Yeah, so, and we know that we had 2 convoy in Canada and we had no microphone to speak about self-governance. So probably the 3rd convoy is coming and we never know. And this will be for the justice. What we need, we do not need the real justice. We need tactics, strategy to stop them to act against us so aggressive, and also to move forward with Gpms.world, to implement direct Gpms.world. And thank you so much that Africa is here. I saw that the internet is not stable, and some people try to reach us, and practically they have no audio, or they cannot, when they open their camera, practically the internet is lost and they try to come back. So it is very hard with all these tactics of darkness, tactics that Rick George started to describe to the beginning of this meeting, to move forward. But it does not matter, we are doing that. So Africa is coming together, and I spoke also with Derek in the morning here, it was in the morning, about food and everything, because Uganda seems to be in a situation where the resources are practically blocked by the legislation, and there is a huge exportation for the food and everything. And at the same time, the people, they have no food, so the basic. And we started to speak about vertical farming, and also how to need to be necessary less water, so vertical agriculture and everything. And we need to pair Uganda with farmers in a private meeting, like not necessarily private, could be also public for everyone to hear what it is about, but it's just another meeting, like not the contributors. So this should be also addressed at the same time, as Todd started to say before the meeting, that you are looking also for a community. A Gpms.org community may start, and I believe that we become much stronger also in Canada doing that, and also start to share over the internet how to start the vertical farming and everything, because Derek is very interested on that, and he wants to move with Friendland and start to do that. My opinion is also to move more than that, and to start to make like a movement for the food, and to attach Gpms.org name, that practically the people, when they come to see what we are speaking about, the food, they will find also Gpms.org then attached, then they can come and they can realize that Gpms.org is behind that. So if a community starts somewhere, and also homeschooling, and also food and everything, this should be shared for free. And this has to be under Gpms.org banner. Yeah. Serg, how are you doing? Driving.
Hello everyone. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just driving back to Canada. Oh, everything is good. Yeah, like you spoke about hate speech. Government of Canada trying to push the freedom fighters more and more. So now we can even like expose them, show the truth, what they done and what they keep on doing. But GPMS, don't worry about it, because we don't have a hate. We have only solution for freedom, for love and happiness, abundance for everyone. We don't care about the restrictions. So we just keep on going, share our message, and nobody gonna stop us. It's what we do, and it's only the way. Yeah. About the justice convoy, I'm a tracker, but we'll see. First convoy was more, I don't know, excited, and people was supported us as much as, I don't know, everybody wanna be there. But the third one
Yeah, nice to hear from you.
Well,
I believe that
probably
right now. No, your internet is broken.
Choosing the right decisions, like
No, the internet where you pass from, it's not working.
making the
Yeah, the connection is lost, unfortunately. Maybe, yeah, maybe you may find another area.
Okay, I'll keep listening, guys. As soon as I get better in the connections. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Fred. So I believe that now you have the mic open. You can speak with us.
Hi, good morning. My name is called Meswa Fred, and I'm located in Iganga district.
Nice to see you here.
And I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, nice to see you here. And we have with us Justice coming. We have Solomon Kolulu, but I believe that he has not microphone yet. No, the internet is not stable in area from Africa. And we have with us also Derek.
Yes, hi. I'm Kabad Derek from Uganda in Kamuli district. And I'm the manager for the organization for Kamuli God is Grace Student Foundation Limited.
Yeah, we cannot hear you very well. If you want to come a little bit closer to the computer or the cell phone.
Yeah, I'm Kabad Derek from Uganda. And I'm director of Kamuli God is Grace Student Foundation Limited. I'm glad to see you, all of you, part of this Gpms contributors. Thank you together for this number.
Not really able to hear you, unfortunately. We have with us also Joshua for the first time. Hi, Joshua. I just spoke with you via Messenger and a little bit with your brother. I cannot hear you because your microphone, please open the microphone. I will send you, Joshua.
And may I just interrupt for a moment? Please, Fred, will you put off your microphone when you're not speaking? I'm getting a little bit of interference from it. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Joshua, brother.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, friends, how are you?
Yeah, we are good. So you are from Uganda?
Yes, I'm from Uganda, and I'm so happy that we are together and we are united. So I first thank God that you are still alive, and I thank Sister Beatrice for the unity you are doing in. So I even thank Brother Derek here in Uganda. Is the one dealing that connection of GPMs here in Uganda. So I thank Brother Derek. First and foremost, issue we talked of last meeting we was with the sister Beatrice last time, and we talked the issue of getting food ready. Because here in Uganda, we have orphanages, various orphanages. Like brother Dick is having an orphanage. Brother Fred is also a director of another orphanage, and I'm also having an orphanage here in Uganda. So I first thank Sister Beatrice for uniting us, and brothers like brother Dick and among us. So what my is a bit talked of getting us for here in Africa. She told us to look for a land which is covered for who is having water, so that we can plant our food, so that our children can survive. So the issue is, brothers and sisters, let us be together so that we can gain the Gpms here in Africa. So my session is, let us begin with the issue of helping these children so that we can start with that function. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much to be here and to address again the issue, because I wanted also to speak about that. So a tab is open on GPMS administration, Gpms.world administration, about Africa, homeschooling and food. It's already open, and I will transfer also more information there regarding the food, because I started to speak. For me here, it's morning time. In Canada. I started to speak with Derek before this meeting, and we were able also to find some information directly from Uganda, but probably the source will be not the only one. We try to pair you in area with farmers as much as we can. So we'll need, Todd, we'll need farmers connection from Canada for vertical farming and to use less water, like 90% less water, you know, and also for the light, for interior gardening and everything for the light. So we need a lot of stuff like that. And also regarding the material, because the plastic, we know that this is not good and this should be replaced. So there is a lot of details, but we'll have also a special meeting for that. We do not develop too much here, but we address the issue that we have to gather also on this direction. And thank you so much, because for all the consents for the children and also for yourself and your family, this is a lot. And during the time that I would like to create also like an internet movement for the food and homeschooling and everything for the real education. This is just the beginning. So as much more people come inside of GPMS, then we expand. And when we expand, we will come with free information over the internet. So this will be not under the banner gpms.org. So much more will come. I just let you know that I saw just a few hours before that a vertical gardening you have already in Uganda, but I do not know how they may answer. And if they will ask money or something in exchange, I do not know. But this information, you can find this information for free.
Okay,
So,
okay.
let us a little bit, because I was just putting some hours on research and I was just looking over the internet, and I started already to find, and I have some knowledge, but not too much in farming because I'm not a farmer, but I am looking to pair the team in Uganda with farmers directly from Canada, probably. Yes, Rick.
Thank you. I wish to make this very clear that what the vehicle of GPMS, what it is, the priority is to collect the majority vote as soon as possible. This is the priority, and I, as one of the guardians, this is where I need to work at to assure we get the most consents worldwide. Now, at the same time, there are more and more guardians coming in to GPMS, and from their own will, they are able to set up some relief, let's say with some networking and access to resources and funding. They can do that on their own. But for I need to keep my focus on connecting others, bringing them in, so we get the majority vote collected worldwide as soon as possible, because that's what ends all of the suffering for everyone. So having said this, we are currently making great leaps with this. One upcoming thing is a GPMS being broadcasted on a radio show in Nigeria that I believe has anywhere between 100,000 or 1,000,000 listeners to get the GPMS word out. So I wish to make it very clear that this is the one thing that does it all, this majority vote. But at the same time, when I speak about 4.1 being the majority vote, 1.7 billion becomes the largest nation upon the planet and the most powerful once we have 1.7 billion with GPMS. And this is very important to look at as well, because what I'll do very quickly with all of our brothers and sisters, the population of Africa is around 1.3 billion. When we look at our brothers and sisters in India, the population is close to 1.5 billion. Now, when you add those two figures together, you get a number of 2.8 billion. The beauty of this number is out of that 2.8 billion, the majority, about 85% or perhaps 90%, is in the place of lack or poverty. So when we take 90% of that, that means just within the continent of Africa and India, we have the 1.7 billion clinched. But at the same time, and especially over Africa, as GPMS, all of the nations of Africa come into GPMS, what it's doing to the outside world, it's causing it to implode quicker and quicker. And the more joy and hope and energetic excitement that we have to get these numbers bigger, the others that are hesitant to join now, they'll not be able to ignore what this is. So it's very important to know we need to achieve that number. Now, in all of Africa, as you know, you have been having more and more harder times at getting funding and resourcing. And I know the full reasons why, but just to put them all in a box, it's because of the nefarious system. We have the full solution worldwide. So having said this, we don't focus on the problems. We are very aware of them, and we will do our best to assist where we can. But all of Africa, all around the world, each one has to be responsible as well to stand up to get these consents, because truly it's this majority consent, lawful consent worldwide, that clinches everything. If you get distracted on trying to do lots of fundraising from the old system, you're not going to get it. And as I mentioned earlier, some may be bought off to dissuade them and distract them, as Todd is saying. But you need to trust in God. You need to trust and know what you want, which is your full freedom. And with this, Africa was resource rich. It still is, but the important point is you don't need all the precious metals that has a certain value because you are precious. You are more valuable than all of that. One little child's life is more valuable than all of those metals. And this is what we're doing. Worldwide, we are taking this value to do what is morally right with it. And we are going to put everyone in a very near future place of comfort with this. You'll have more than enough food. You'll have everything for the children, everyone to thrive. No one will be dependent nor begging another for money. You won't need to do this any longer. So it's important that you keep the goal on to uniting Africa, getting as many consents as you can, and spreading the word. At the same time, as Beatrice said, we will do what we can, our best, to alleviate, to assist in whatever ways that we can with making, to the degrees that we can, to get some funding with enough food to keep you going forward. So food and shelter, and of course, water is the priorities, but the schooling and these other things are not the priorities. Where you are going is into a new world, which is totally different. The children do not need to pay for school. The children will learn what they wish to learn. They will not be going to a public school to be indoctrinated, to get degrees, to be part of a capitalistic system, because that system will no longer be here. It's not in the future. So it becomes nonsensical. It makes no sense for any children to be going and paying for school to learn something that is not going to be any value to them. So it is good with, what we're doing. One of the things we are doing, what we're looking at is what Beatrice said. If with the orphanages, if we can, perhaps fundraising to get a computer into an orphanage for the children, and all, to learn what they need to learn. So homeschooling, if you will, it's much easier. Than the children can be taught temporarily what they wish to learn and what their interests are. But I'll stop there. Thank you.
Yeah, so practically our problem are also based on the legislation, because the resources are here on the planet. But because of the legislation, we have not access to the resources. This is all the problem. And through the resources, we develop also education. So regarding that, we need to put the accent to change the legislation. So the GPMS system needs to be in place to implement universal natural law. And when more people are coming in one area, practically what happens in that area, there will be a pressure on the system. Then practically they will start to solve some problems in area because of the pressure that they will put. But it will be also GPMS at the same time that implode, that will be like a magnitude, and because we are energy. So just start to share GPMS message and gather, because when we gather, we find solution. And we have to gather all around the world, because we never know in what area in the world we can find someone that has the knowledge in something that another one needs really to have it for his survival mode. Yes, Todd.
Thank you. I just wanted to extend my utmost love for my African brothers. If you could see me and hear me, I love you, my brothers. You are my brothers. I want you to know that the whole world loves you. We love you. There's nothing but love. For when we are all awake, we see our brothers and our sisters suffering, and we know it's the enemy. It's horrible. And I want you to know, as a Canadian, I love you, my African brothers. I love you. I worked with farming, and one of the things, this is my dog, my puppy, we would do in Africa is orgone generators. Now, if you have access to computers and stuff and you look these up, they're just a simple copper pipe in the ground, and it generates clouds. It generates moisture. The second thing we're doing, and other people have been doing in Thailand and in the Philippines, is sharing farming equipment and land. We don't need money. We need love. So by love and going and reaching out to these farming communities and say, let me help, and let us share in the yield of these crops. It's hard for people to imagine us in our nation of Canada, the communism that's taken over, where soon we won't even have free speech. We act out of love. And in doing so, we build brotherhood and networks that are like-minded people, that when things get really bad, we will be able to feed each other and take care of each other. And that's going to, as Rick said, build a community on love. Once you understand that the cooperative system of farming is helping one another, helping the farmers that have land, giving of service to your brothers and sisters who have nothing. And I feel so grateful that I have a home and a wife, but in Canada, it is so expensive. I am near poverty as well, because we're using this system that enables the enemy, and it puts us in poverty. We must step out of their system completely by not using their money, by using our love and our hands and our hearts to help one another. And in doing so, we show the other people how to love one another. We are so far from that old world of loving and taking care of one another. That's what's going to break this bubble. That's what's going to bring this new world into what we need. It's not money. Fundraising, in a way, is not in need of money, but service of one another, brothers, helping brothers. So I love you, my brothers in Africa. I know you are so lucky in the sense that you could grow year round. In here in Canada, we can't grow in the winter. We are limited to the amount of people because we're spread over such a large land. We don't have the resources to communicate and travel. And I encourage all of my brothers, the ones I love so much in Africa, to stay strong, love one another, reach out with your communication, say, hey, brother, I love you. Let me help you. You help me. And let us not use their money. Let us not use this old system. It's broken and corrupt. Let us just love one another and help one another. You are so lucky and so blessed, and the whole world loves you. And in that, I just want to end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Todd. So we here in Gpms.world, we are Universal Nation. The Universal Nation, it's built on love, exactly as Todd said, and it's built in a very, very different approach than we can see in the capitalism. It's practically the opposite. So we help each other as much as we can. And I believe that you are here today also with a very strong message about the food, that practically the farmers need to hear this meeting, and I will share. Because if the farmer from Canada will hear this meeting on their heart, if they really want to help, they need to come with Gpms.org and share their knowledge. So I believe that probably you are coming here today, you are divinely sent here today in order to share this strong message. We need food and we need knowledge for the vertical farmer, and less water, and what to do and how to have the shelter and everything. Then practically the farmers need to hear that and also come here, because right now they prepare to take the streets in Canada. But I believe also their place is here in this meeting of Gpms.org, and probably in this way we can come together finally. Then we will start from here, Gpms.org. Yes, Rick.
Oh, thank you, Beatrice.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just put off my, I'm outside, I'll just put off my video. But this is very important for all worldwide to know what Todd is saying about intentional food shortages. That is indeed one tactic by the nefarious ones worldwide, if you will. So I concur on that tactic, that problem. But at the same time, what I need to say to everyone, the farmers included worldwide, if they are to shift their focus on GPMS and getting ones to consent, the majority, very quickly, it's all over. And when we take Canada, for example, when you have perhaps about 1 million, let's say, into the convoy, instead of them going to Parliament Hill against a couple security guards and a prime minister and an attorney general, four, if you will, 1 million against four, these million could be more productive at consenting with GPMS and going on foot and getting as many as you can. We already know in Canada there's over 10 million that are in alignment with going forward. And once you have a huge voice in Canada of 10 million, when you have 1 million collecting these consents, that's only 10 consents need to be collected by each of the million. You got your strong voice. It's already there. And what you do is you limit all of this unnecessary hardship and harm. And because again, it's about the people taking the real power and to do what is right. The governments, they're not there to do this. They're not in your public's best interests. So common sense again will tell anyone in any country to come together with GPMS now. It is the majority unity of the people that does what is right on the planet for all. GPMS has the full strategy, the full skill set to do what GPMS says, and we can do it in a month from now. If we had that majority vote right today, everyone would be comfortable and rich and happy and having more than enough. So, and there'd be worldwide peace as well. No one would need to struggle anymore, any longer. So you need to know your power, the power of the people, and unite. And do not let any of the darkness intimidate you, buy you, or dissuade you away from this important goal. Your true freedom and abundance is at your fingertips. It's merely a choice and sharing it with others. That's where your focus should be, not going dumping piles of manure in front of parliament buildings with millions of people. Millions of people put your focus on GPMS, and it's all over in the blink of an eye. Thank you.
Yeah, Rick, thank you so much for your message. I believe that this is divinely sent here, this message for the Canadian farmers to come, and also from the United States farmers to come. Because here in Canada and the United States, the vertical farming and less water and everything, and this was a discussion for years. And right now, this is very known here. So practically, we just need them to come and to start to help others with their knowledge, and also to bring GPMS forward in weeks, exactly as Rick said. So if we focus on GPMS, on consents, and we have the consents done, then after that, there is no food missing or shelter missing, nothing like that. Everything becomes accessible to everyone in equal parts. We have with us Techno. I do not know. I believe that this is the name on the cell phone. Hello, brother, and I believe that you have a team there.
Hello. How are you?
We are good. And what it is your name and the area where you are? What is your location?
Location, we are in Jinja right now.
And I believe that
Uganda.
in Uganda, and you have a team with you. Please, can you let a little bit the cell phone to see everyone from there? And just to say hi, and I saw also a child.
The child is around here with the mama, the owner of that organization or foundation.
Hello to everyone. Nice to see you on this meeting.
Thank you. How are you, dear?
Thank you so much. I'm good, and you?
How are you, my?
So.
How are you, my?
Sorry.
Hello.
Yes.
Our name. You hear us? You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
We call our name, we call Tikabulwa Mangadalena Foundation.
Okay.
And we are new on this program.
Great. And how many children do you have in this organization?
We have 30. We have 30. 30. We have children 30. Hello.
Yes. I believe that you know that.
You hear?
Yes.
What?
I believe
you
that
hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, with Gpms.world, even the children may consent also with Gpms.world.
The children, most of them, they are already sleeping.
Right now.
But and next time you shall see the kids.
Yes. But they may come also with Gpms.org. So Gpms.org is universal mission. Gpms.world, it's universal nation. And also we gather the children consent. We gather the children consent.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I will show you and I will send you the photos and the children. If you want to talk with them, I will make sure I will call on video call. Then you see the children.
Yeah, for sure. We can make a video call on Africa, on gpms.org Africa, on Telegram account.
Telegram.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I see somebody there.
Yes. So thank you so much to be here, everyone. It's so nice that I can see that the people unity in Africa just started. And right now also gpms.org, Africa Telegram account, it's right now open exactly for the people in Africa to start together. I believe that Derek wants to say something. Yes, Derek.
Yeah,
Derek?
what?
No, I'm speaking with Derek.
My network is not good.
Yeah. Derek, you want to say something for the meeting?
Can you beg the meeting? Eh?
Yeah.
I would like to join. I want to be part of you.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And I need to be part of that group.
Of that group. Okay, so if you have people that they want to share gpms.org message, because this is also, we have the children movement inside of GPMS, then please come on our accounts, and then from there we start because we gather.
Okay, I will wait for that account, then I join. Very well.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes,
Welcome. What?
Derek, I believe that Derek, you want to say something, you are saying something, but please just open your mic. Open your mic, Derek.
No, hi, Beatrice. No, I didn't really wish to say anything other than it's important for all of Africa to know, as you said, and all of the world, that every child's consent counts. And the children are also deciding their free future. And it's important for the first time ever in the world, every child's vote counts with this, no matter if they're 1 day old. So we need to have also all of the children consenting with this if they want this new free and abundant world. This is what they're voting for. They're voting on their future, the same as every adult, every woman, child, and man. So again, we stress the importance of this. We don't stress it, we emphasize the importance of this for everyone to be knowledgeable, to acknowledge that every child's voice counts as a vote, the same as the grown-ups, if you will. So any that may be joining this meeting for the first time, it is important at least that, yes, you get, if you're from Africa, to get into the GPMS African group on Telegram. And there you can begin to unite with your other brothers and sisters also all over Africa as we bring the African nations together. And we are creating an African network. Brother Wandera Regans was at least the beginnings of this to bring it together. I understand he's been a little bit preoccupied and busy lately. However, he's been bringing together many organizations. He's been vetting, accrediting the valid organizations, because we also are well aware of many individuals that scam and take pictures of children and say they got orphanages. So we do have a somewhat an accreditation process that we have the genuine ones that are part of a huge network that we are constructing. So it's important for all African brothers and sisters to connect, unite all over Africa as well, and share the word of GPMS. And if you've got a phone that is able to access the website, go out into the villages, to the ones that don't have phones, begin collecting consents, or even take a paper and a pen and get their names. And what I will say, our system is set up that it will not take any duplicates. So meaning that it is a waste of time for anyone to try to vote 2 or 3 or 4 times. So it becomes each one's responsibility that if they have already registered their consent, you don't need to do it again. And having said this, it only takes between 1 and 3 minutes to register one vote. And that's all that anyone needs to do, is to get their vote, their consent logged in and combined with the others with Gpms.world. And what we do is we comprise the majority lawful vote through this, is what enacts the Gpms.world into full law. What you have out there existing now with the legal systems worldwide, they are actually unlawful. They have inflicted great harm upon humanity, at least in one way, by causing poverty. because of the system. They created the poverty, which reflected into many deaths worldwide due to poverty and malnutrition. I don't have the numbers right at my fingertips of how many children die each day in Africa because of malnutrition or starvation. But what I do have worldwide is approximately 8,500 children are dying each day due to starvation or malnutrition because of the lack of food, which will be fully prevented with Gpms.world. And this is what we're doing. This is the most serious vote ever on the planet. It is the most unprecedented movement. And everyone needs to realize that this is their new freedom and abundance that is coming. But they have to be responsible to consent and to vote to make it happen. Without the worldwide majority vote, it doesn't happen. And then you are constantly in misery because you are subjugated to the old system. So once we have the majority vote, we lawfully put GPMS into full implementation worldwide. Nothing can stop this. This is your prayers being answered. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in God, it's important that you believe in God to know that all of your prayers are being answered with Gpms.world. And every one of you need to recognize that this is the answer to your prayers. Thank you.
Yes, so finally, we have to introduce to the world the divine system, international system, Gpms.org. We need this implementation. This is for us. And this is the reason that we are asking consent, but the people are coming also saying we have no food. And there it's practically, as Todd said before, there is practically no reason to not have food in Uganda. The only reason is the darkness. This is the problem, because practically they stop us via the legislation to have access to the resources. And also imagine then, for example, in Canada, we had minus 40 degrees. To minus 40 degrees, we cannot speak about agriculture outside. We can speak only some agriculture inside, and to minus and minus 50 degrees, 40 and 50 degrees, as we had also in Alberta, in the north. We do not know even if the car may be working anymore. So the problem with the season in Canada are much more important than in Uganda, as I saw the climate. So in Uganda, normally you should have food, enough food. So it's just about a little bit of knowledge and access to the resources and having money. And practically Gpms.org is coming with a lot of money, unlimited money, back on the to back all the projects for the human race and for this planet. So this is the number one reason that we need to bring consent. And practically in Uganda, we have a food problem. We have also a food problem also in Canada, in the United States. But here practically we have other problem as well. The pressure of the government is so high on the people, and practically the people go in jail just because they want to speak the truth, or there is a huge pressure with taxation and also other kind of rent and everything. So we have a lot of problem. This is the reason that it's extremely important for us to be able to gather enough consent and enough leader for Gpms.org. Then practically coming all together, we put pressure, then we start to stop a little bit what is happening, and during that time, let Gpms to move forward. Because Gpms practically, if we are speaking like, for example, if we start to share today the message, and every individual will say to other three of us, to the people, other three people around them, the Gpms message, and Gpms message is accepted, then from there, and the other three will speak with other three, and on this way, practically there are 9. So we are able to multiply on this way very quickly. And I had also a starting meeting in Romania yesterday, and it was practically somebody that told that said that there are so many people in Romania that they are saying it is so good GPMS to be true, and I'm saying please just try it. Then you'll see that we are the real people here, and this is very true. And practically, when they are saying, yeah, it's not me, if I'm coming only myself and probably my family, that we are 2 of us or 3 of us, this is not making like a change for gpms.org. But if the people are thinking on this way, that this is not a real change, coming 2 or 3 of them, so imagine that practically nobody start to come, but start to come like 2 or 3, 2 or 3, 2 or 3, then practically we gather, then the power is there inside of the movement gpms.org. And do not think that this is too beautiful to be true, because practically we are on divine justice, on divine time for the human race to move forward with divine plan. And this is the plan for the human race and for the planet, for the earth. So we are here, and everything depends on us to move as quickly as possible on this direction. So if someone wants to add something for this meeting for today. Yes, Todd. And also Derek. Derek? Yeah, Derek wanted to speak before. Yes, Derek. You are mute. You are mute, Derek. Please open your mic. You should see, no, I cannot, we cannot hear you. You should see a comment on your cell phone. I'm asking you to unmute. Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
Now,
you.
yeah, you get me? You're getting me?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk to. One, the first problem we have in Africa is about education. You know, education is the problem. Okay, it is food. Then the third, it is shelter. When I come about the education, we women in Africa, we produce many children, and we don't have money to teach them. And then,
Yes.
you know, now government, but the government, as you know, when you take children to the government, they are teaching where they don't teach. Teachers, they just sit there. So we find children coming from school being on the street as a street kid. So we have that problem. Then when we come about food, we don't have enough land like us. Now at the organization, we don't have our land. We need to get a land so that we can grow our food. When you go to the market to get food, it is so very, very expensive. So we find it difficult of getting food. But I think that is a simple solution. We shall get it, the solution for that, as I told you in the morning. Then another thing, when we are gathering, so to teach, so it needs to accommodation. And you know, when you have like 30 kids or 40, like, and you must get them food, and you know what it can cost to get food for those people. So it's good we gather, we teach our people about GPMS, because as I told you that I do so to teach them about GPMS. And that's why you see now today there are many contents from Africa as you are seeing them. So we need to make another thing, we need to make a banners for GPMS.
GPMS, we need to make the banners so that we can teach people to know what GPMS is when they are seeing the banners. We have flyers. So it's difficult to teach people when we don't have banners, we don't have flyers. So I think we can have some look in that issue for the banners and flyers, so that when because others they can read, when you give a flyer, you can read, you can understand that, yeah, this is GPMS, you do like this and this and this. So because you can't spend time to narrate that GPMS, you start from the beginning that GPMS this and this, but when you give the banners, someone can understand what GPMS is. Then you got those one who doesn't know English, who doesn't read, so that those one you can translate from English to our local language.
Yeah,
So
but
I think
you can keep events even without banners. You can keep events, and as long as the people that they may come with some money inside of GPMS, this is part of the marketing, the banners, the flyers. This is part of the marketing. And practically this will come. We do not know when, but this will come, because we want to put the accent on printing these flyers and everything, and this is very, very important. But what I would say, it's go on the street and gather the people around you and speak on the language that it's there, not in English, if they understand another language, and start to speak. GPMS, it's about abundance, and it's coming with a lot of good stuff. So please reach the Zoom room and become GPMS contributors, because this is extremely necessary. As soon as we gather inside of Africa, tell them that we are able to put also pressure even until GPMS administration starts. Then we put pressure on the actual system. Then practically they will start to change a little bit the laws. Then you'll have more possibility to come with a land and everything, even from the local area, you know. So this is also putting pressure, but gather the people and gather the people around Gpms.world and insert all the movement about the food, about the education and everything that you feel that it's needed in area with Gpms.world, and tell them the truth. Education will come free. Food itself will be abundance. Nobody will suffer from food or something like shelter, beautiful luxury houses, organic ones. You'll have everything that you need, because practically everything that we need we have here on earth. But the legislation is the problem. Then we have to remove this legislation problem and to install universal natural law on earth. So, and if you cannot keep your meeting as you want, this is not a problem. I can assist you in English via the Zoom room. Then practically together we'll start the event. Then if you want to tell them something, I can tell you in English, then you translate quickly. Then you'll have also more credibility. We can do that. I can assist you from the distance. This is not a problem, but please start the events. Go face to face with the people, and this is for everyone. Go face to face with the people, and you know already about the consent. Then when the people that have no internet, how to gather the consent and how to insert them on the system. I can still assist with that. This is not a problem. I can make also a video with explanations step by step, and all the people will see that. Just for you to start. Yes, Todd.
Okay, once again, hello, my brothers and sisters in Africa. I want to make this understandable. In Canada, most of the Canadians have a phone and cell phone, and it is an adverse effect in our country that our citizens are distracted by sports, by consumption of internet, always on their phone, by music, by movies. So we face a similar problem in our country where the evil ones are distracting the people from joining forces because they have these communication devices. Be blessed, my brothers and sisters, knowing that your citizens, your brothers and sisters, are not distracted, addicted to these devices. They can't put their phone down. And it is a scourge on humanity that these people are being led astray from loving one another and helping one another. You don't need banners, you don't need money, you don't need distractions. What you need is love for one another. You reach out to your brothers and sisters in your villages, in your communities, in your towns, and you say, we want to take this world back without violence. We're going to show them how to do this with love. I encourage everyone, if you take a vegetable, you take a piece of celery, a carrot, a tomato, and it grows seeds. You don't need ownership of land. You need to go into the jungle, into the country, and just plant those seeds. And don't plant them in perfect rows where people could come and steal them. Plant them chaotic in areas and come back and visit and water them, and they will grow. We need to do that on a natural level of growing food and on a natural way of communicating without written words. Many people in Canada, in our native communities up north, if they go outside, they freeze to death. Shelter is so important up here up north, and communication and texting and writing and actual reading and writing skills is not as important because everybody at least knows how to read and write, but it is to their disadvantage. You are blessed having no distractions of this technology and communication problem. I am relating to a Bible verse where it says the Tower of Babel, people spoke all the same language, and then the language scattered the people and they couldn't communicate amongst each other. And now we are starting to speak the same language again. It's a language of love. You go up to your brothers and sisters in love and you say, listen, we got to help each other. We'll help each other get water. We'll help each other take care of these children. We'll go out into the jungle, into the what they call the government's land, and we'll plant food and we'll feed each other and take care of each other. We stop participating in this old world where you need permission to eat and drink and love one another. It's very simple and organic to go to a farmer that has farming equipment, that has agriculture or irrigation with water, and help and love them and have them contribute to your cause with no money, with nothing but pure love and helping one another, and getting those names, getting your brothers and sisters to sign up with GPMS is saying, I have a voice. I'm not going to be violent. I'm going to be a good man. I'm going to be a good woman. And I have a voice. And my son has a voice. And my daughter has a voice. And my neighbor has a voice. And we say no. We say we're going to help each other. And you can't make it illegal to love my brother. I'm going to love my brother. And I'm going to help my brother. And he's got a farm. And I will help him for free. And he will give me a potato, a tomato, a seed. We win this war against humanity with the exact opposite behavior of the enemy, which is hatred, which is fear, which is rules, regulations. We say no. We're joining forces. Give me your name. Write it down. Let's put it in the database. Let's say enough. We're becoming GPMS. We're becoming united globally under love, and that we're going to unite. We're not going to be in fear. We're not going to protest in anger. We're not going to be violent. We're going to peacefully help each other and love and feed one another now. No theft, no anger, no frustration, and no fear. We just join automatically, naturally. And we know that these are the things that naturally happen with one another. and we know it's very organic. We are always worried about just us, but really we should be worried about them, our brothers, our sisters. It breaks my heart to know that in Canada, I have brothers and sisters freezing to death. They're losing their hands, they're frozen off their body. And they're in the same situation as my brothers and sisters, you, my brother, in Africa. You should have an abundance. Your land can yield food everywhere. But we need to be united and in love with one another. And we can't just worry about ourselves. We got to worry about all of our friends, all of our family. I wish I was there with you in Africa. I would help. I would go to school. I would teach the children. I would do this if I had the opportunity to be there with you, my brothers. I love you, my brothers in Africa.
Todd, I saw a land, he sent me a land from his friend in the morning, and the land was about plant tomato, but the plant tomato was only, how can I say, was not on vertical. So practically they have some land there. It's everything practically to move on the vertical position, then practically everything start to grow, you know, and probably they really do not need to buy or something the land from the beginning. They can help each other. It's just to make more from a small area, a surface area. So we can find, but the farmers from Canada, they have a lot of expertise. They have to come here on Gpms.world. Yes, Rick.
No, Brother Solomon has his hand up. Please, can he go first? Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm very glad to meet you, everyone. And I wanted the kids to say hi, but they were dozing, so I just sent them to sleep. But I'm so sorry for the kids for not saying hi to you. But this is very, very interesting, and I will say thank you everyone that is doing this to go forward. We shall do also our best, but me as Solomon and Arezan Chain, the ministry that I run, I will stand. I will not stand by only the ministry that I run, but I will stand for the people in the community where I live. So let me also take this appreciation that thank you for being the voice of the voiceless. And I will take this opportunity to introduce you the problems that we as the community we face. And as a leader, we should be exemplary in our community. How? See, by being exemplary in the way we behave in the community, the way we handle things in the community. So how should we make this? How should we do this in the community? By letting the people. I would like to say that how can someone not GPMS? Or how can someone be introduced to GPMS? I would like that let's be in the community. There are things in our community. We mainly have a problem of water because water is life in our community. As Brother Rick is taking some water, the most thing that we have in our community is water. We don't have water. Then Brother Rick talked about food. Yes, it's also there, but that can be solved, but mainly water, because water is very expensive in our community, where the GPMs, as we people, if it is possible, we can say that at least to stand with that to get like the borehole, if it is possible, or the tank at the ministry where we are, so that the community, those who will be coming or who will be where the neighbors, they will be this will be some of the examples. What are the good? What are the nannies that if you join GPMS, what will you get and what will you be? That will also help us to show the people that GPMS is not about doing their own things, but also helping these people to show others love, to show people how to live in the community by showing your friend that one who is in need or that one who is in any problem, that you can stand with him or her to solve that problem. If it is advice, you advise. If it is anything that you can, but not saying that if you can't, force yourself, but just being exemplary in anything that you can. So I would like to say my appreciation to everyone. I know even though as where the Arrows and Chain Ministry is, we rent the place, and I think I sent.
You are frozen, Solomon. He is frozen. So yes, Rick. Oh, he tried to speak. Everyone had an internet problem today.
Yeah, your internet, Solomon, brother, we just can't hear you. It's broken up right at the moment. Hey, just get a better signal, Solomon, and you can come back if you will. What I need to...
Yes.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
All right. What I need to say, I think it was Derek, I forget, had asked about flyers or banners for Gpms.world. I was anticipating Wandera Regans from Uganda. I believe he's from Jinja or Kampala. I think Jinja. But nevertheless, he has access to the banners, the PDFs, to download for flyers and all of this. And it was my anticipation that as he forms this United Africa organization, that everyone will have access to these flyers, whatever they need, or these tools to pass around. So again, it's important for any here. I believe most of you in Africa may be already connected to Wandera because I had connected you with Wandera. So it's important to ask him about this. Now, you mentioned about land. With GPMS, what occurs is that, let's say, I can take Uganda, but what I'd like to take is Africa as a whole. There is a huge portion of Africa which is uninhabited for the most part, except for some Bedouin nomads, if you will, because it's a desert. It's very difficult to live in. But what I wish to say with Gpms.world, because money is no longer an object, there is oasis that is created in the deserts. We put drill rigs in there that drill for water, and we access aquifers, which is under the desert. So having said this, there is in Africa alone, there is no reason for anyone to need to migrate. When you take the population of the huge continent of Africa, perhaps 4 or 5 times bigger than India, you do not even have the population of India yet. So having said this, you are 4 or 5, several times bigger, that there is much land in Africa that is not inhabited yet. There is so much room. You also have your jungles in the Congo and also towards the west, the Ivory Coast, if you will. So there is much land will not be a problem with GPMS, because GPMS is the solution as well that gives you all of the ability to travel if you need to a bit. Most around the world love their home land where they were born at, and most will stay in that. Some will migrate to the uninhabited areas with it. But what I need to say again, GPMS is the full solution, that you have all of the land that you require to grow your foods and what have you. Now, with the water problem in a lot of Africa, especially South Africa, uh, with the metals that are in the ground, with platinum, gold, precious metals, and copper, of course, when the mining practices began to extract that out of the ground, what they do is they stir up an arsenic content and a sulfur content. And what this does, when it begins to oxidize, because air gets at it, it gets into the water and it makes your water toxic. The great news with GPMS, you don't need these mines any longer. There's more than enough metal on the planet already, and other materials that we can resource, that you don't need to disturb these mineral deposits any longer. What this does, your water begins to clean up. And we also have technology to clean the water up that will come. But again, the problem on the planet is the current system. So what we are doing with Gpms.world is the entire new system that has all the solution, unlimited resources and money to do everything quickly, instantly, almost. So the problem is the system. This is why we need the majority vote worldwide to replace the system that's inflicting great harm upon humanity with the new system that supports humanity to the fullest. So with this, again, let's see, I believe I touched on what I needed to touch on here. Thank you. Love, light, and gratitude.
Yeah, so yes, Todd. You are muted.
I forgot to take my hand down, but I just wanted to let everybody know in Africa and all over the world that it's a natural progression out of this dark world and this colonialism into what I see happening all over the world is people fighting for freedom, and we're going to win this. So stay positive, and stay, like Rick said, in love and light, and unify. And unification is most important, because once we are unified, this war, this global takeover is over. And that we don't need money, we don't need minerals, we don't need a lot. We just need food and shelter, really, and love and communities. And the technology is out there. There are orgone generators, not only drilling wells, but drawing moisture from the air. And it's just a simple technology of putting a copper tube, 20 feet tall copper tube, 4-inch pipe into the ground, and it creates water, and it creates farming conditions in the desert. So there's many technologies that are available for farming in harsh environments. And so I would like to encourage all of my brothers and sisters in Africa to, if you have time, look up alternative farming techniques, companion farming, companion planting, where you're growing food, like Beatrice said, vertically, not horizontally, and it takes very little land. We know that there's many alternative companion planting scenarios that also keep insects away, keep animals away from your farming community, and it's quite natural. These insects draw in pollination and all of this. So we got to return back to Mother Earth and to the organic way of living. And in doing so, it's also a spiritual movement. You have to be loving and kind and generous with your time and your knowledge. That's the biggest problem that my brother in Africa mentioned, that the education system has dumbed society down in Canada and in Europe and America, especially. These devices, these cell phones, and this distraction with sports and music and videos have dumbed us down. And now we're starting to spiritually awake and realize that none of those things matter to us. Food, shelter, and love of one another is really what's important. So stay spiritually at peace and in love with one another, help one another, and look up these farming techniques that I talk about. They're in abundance, and your communities would flourish knowing the technology of Mother Nature is the answer. And so I've got to go. But in closing, I'd like to thank you, Beatrice and Rick, and all of my brothers and sisters all over the world. I love you very much, and I look forward to participating in making this world a better place. So thank you.
Todd, we have the space on Gpms.world administration, and there it's the tab communities. Then you can share everything that you said. Please just send the video there, then practically we start to gather. And as more people are coming, we'll start to share the video and the knowledge. Thank you so much. Yes, so Derek, because you are asking for the banner right now, we know that you need to reach also Wandera. I will send him also a message because I believe that he had some health issue, but he started already to communicate with me via messenger. Then I will send him a message that you need a banner. And if you cannot start the event on your own for the first time, you still had not know exactly what to say, I can open the Zoom room, then practically via your cell phone, I can answer the question for the population in English, then practically you translate on their language. So you'll have support, this is not a problem. Just to be able to gather the people, nothing else. And after you start to know the answer to the question, then practically you'll move in your own. And you share also with others, then practically the others will start to know. And if they still have question, you know that I have the Zoom room open Wednesday to Friday, 6 p.m. Kampala time. You know that. So send them to the Q&A Zoom room, and practically from there, I will start to tell them to answer to their question. So this will be not a problem. We can support also from the distance the movement in Africa. It's just the people locally to start to move together. I was looking also on the Africa, on Gpms.world Africa, because I sent a message that we are on meeting, and we want also the people from Nigeria and Namibia to come. And I received a message that probably it is better to end with Uganda than the Nigeria is coming. No, we are all united. It doesn't matter from where we are. So Nigeria, Uganda, Canada, these are only areas. We are all united, we have no borders. The knowledge is one, the knowledge is shared, education is free. So we are just one. Probably we need to speak more about the law of one, because also in Romania, the people started to ask me, what it is the law of one, Beatrice? What it is the universal natural law? So it's exactly about the love to be considered as one, then practically do not love your neighbor or anybody else like yourself, and practically do not harm other, because when you harm the other, you harm yourself. So we are like one, exactly on this way. So think to the other exactly how you think to yourself. So this is not about Nigeria. And if somebody from Nigeria has some money resources that can send to pay some banner, this will be just amazing inside of Africa, because they just will help on the continent there. And also the help can come from other continents too. This is not a problem. So everything depends on us in the future, how we can live together inside of this, at this time online community that we form, but even online we can do a lot. So if someone wants to have something for today, probably Serhi, you have a better internet now? I do not know. No, I believe that Serhi is frozen. Yeah, yes, Rick.
I just
Yes.
crossed the border back in Canada now. It was some bad connection in US.
Yeah, why we have this border? I do not understand that. It's incredible. We pass in Montana from here and we are speaking the same language. I cannot even understand this border. It's a checkup. Checkup for what? As I said before, if somebody wants to come under the ground, they are coming via the tunnels, but we need to show to the border our documents. So the checkup is only for us, for the 99%, not for the 1%. The 1% pass anyway. Yes, Rick.
Thank you, Beatrice. And I'm just going to give a little update of GPMS in the rest of the world for anyone new here, and also to keep it updated. So from the Philippines, we have 40,000+ consented on GPMS. However, this could be 20, 30 million and even more very quickly. So what's being consented now is only a small portion of a huge number that is coming in. Also with Africa, it has picked, or not, India. Also with India, I believe, just went past 21,000, but that is spanning out. More consents are coming in at a more rapid speed. We have Bangladesh, which is expanding. Pakistan, I think, which is 6th or 7th most populated country in the world. We have been seeding that one as well, getting ready to come in. What I anticipate in the near future, also for the continent of Australia, to have a GPMS contributors meetings as well. So that I see as the next one that will be starting up like a flash, like Africa here. Also, what we do not have present here, as Beatrice said, is there are other African brothers, mostly brothers, I believe, from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa. So there's several other African countries that are not represented here in this meeting yet, but we are in direct contact with them. So it's important to know that what you're seeing in this meeting is only a portion, that it's much bigger for Africa as well once we get everyone together. So we're in the initial stages of bringing everyone together. And I'm so grateful for our African participants here today, because again, this is monumental at creating the worldwide freedom and unity. So the highlights of those countries, I need to say Brother Lee is back into Thailand. And in Thailand, I believe we have maybe close to 18,000 consents. That has been stagnant for a while, but I anticipate for Thailand now to begin adding more with Brother Lee in that area. Also Romania, I've been watching the beautiful work Sister Beatrice has been doing. It keeps going higher and higher, and we got some good highlights with this country. Romania as well. Also with the US, which is a very grateful to see, is that the US, the numbers are beginning to be a little more consistent there. And this is the leading edge, I know, of something big there. And I'd also like to say Canada as well. It's inevitable that at some point Canada will just flare up with GPMS as well as the US. Having said this, what we have done in the past, indirectly through several Donald Trump was given the GPMS choice. He did know of it. He did not choose to utilize or take it forward for the people. That doesn't matter. In the past, I have given the Queen of Denmark Gpms.world no reply onto that. Just more recently, I have sent Vladimir Putin of Russia just a letter to see if he's ready to speak. Whether he does or not, it does not matter, because what we are is the people in the unity. And all of these worldwide leaders, at some point, they have to kneel or they have to do what is right in enjoying what GPMS is. However, having said this, most of the politicians worldwide, the biggest part, are not in the public's best interest. There are some that attempted to go in there to various degrees, but again, what I wish to say, we don't need any politicians or any government support. We are above all of that. We are divine authority. This system, what they are part of, is an illegal, it's an unlawful system. So it cannot contend, oppose, nor contest what GPMS is, because GPMS is the system that does what is right and places everyone in comfort. Their current system and laws is, as I said before, doesn't do that. It's harming humanity. So what I'm saying again, this is GPMS. It is the divine authority as well, with natural law and morals, and nothing that can be taken away. Also with GPMS, most of the world and everyone on here, you know that people just want peace and happiness. You don't want to have to fight to survive. So this is why we already have the majority for GPMS worldwide. We know this, it's just spreading the awareness and getting the consent as soon as possible. So worldwide, it's between 85 and 93% of the world's population is in some form of lack, financial insecurity, and even poverty. So we already have the worldwide vote. It's just getting it gathered here into the one place with GPMS. And for any of you that is giving GPMS to others, you know, one thing you can do simply is say, okay, here's GPMS, here's, you know, a lot of everything that you ever dreamed of. Would you choose it? And if they say yes, that is their verbal consent, then say, all right, give me your name and we'll add your vote to the huge list. So, you know, you can keep it as simple as possible if they wish to vote for a new world, because this is a worldwide referendum and everyone needs to vote in it, or should, or at least the majority, because this is what clinches it. I am not sitting here today, or any of us, if we did not already have the full knowledge, the full skill set, how to run and operate this new free world for everyone. It's very simple. A 12-year-old child could do this, run this new world, because you're acting from your heart and doing what is right. But having said that, um, we have all of the skill set, we have all of the knowledge. As we keep collecting the voice, realize that this is a huge think tank that we're collecting of all of the problem solvers worldwide. So we have every solution. And once we take money out of the equation and have unlimited resource, you have the full solution worldwide. There is no longer any problems whatsoever. So I'll stop there. Thank you, Beatrice.
Yeah, thank you so much. And probably you saw also that Mariana Oprișan from Romania, she sent already 2,000 emails to the non-profit organizations. So we never know when they will start to answer. What it was a little bit my experience here in Canada when I started also to call to the non-profit organization, children, orphanage and everything, and also the school, private or even public. They told me, no, we cannot move forward with any movement, freedom movement, or we cannot do that. And I said, why? It's because the private school that told me, oh, we have parents and we do not know how they will react. And I said, and how the parents may react to end the poverty. I cannot really understand how they may react. We expect only good reaction. But they said, no, we are not taking the risk, okay? Another from the non-profit organization inside of Canada, they said, it is something against the government, then no, because you receive the funds from the government and I have also my job. So we are again, Rick, on the same situation in Canada as we were before on all the situation started in 2019, 2020. Then practically the people are keeping their job, and that's all about. So they are there not for the mission, they are keeping the job and they are waiting, please give me the government the money, because if tomorrow, if I have no my job and no the money that I receive from the government, what will happen? So the solution of ending poverty and slavery just can pass, just can flow. They are answering that they cannot match or reach the freedom movement. This is official answer on my cell phone was done, the conversation. Yes, Rick.
Thank you, Beatrice. This what I'm about to say has mainly to do with Christianity and the churches, the Christian churches worldwide. What I need to say is that there are very few free churches worldwide. And what I mean by free, these are the churches that are not controlled by the state or the governments. And it's important to know this, because when a church is free, the church is aligned straight with God, and it's not letting any part of the system control it. But when you have most of the denominations of the Christian churches that are obeying and subservient to the state, they are actually subservient to the evil that's being done in the world, the capitalistic system. So having said this, these churches must repent, must redeem themselves very quickly and all of their followers, and must become aligned with God. Right now, they are aligned with a corrupt, unlawful system, which is not God-like. So they need to shift and become aligned with God and also be part of Gpms.world. As per an update, I have not seen any church, any denomination of any church come into alignment with us. But also what I wish to say is what you will see is at some time, it's inevitable that they have to as well. But what we've been doing, where we know that let's say the heads of some of these churches are afraid of the darkness and they don't fully trust God, it doesn't matter about the heads of these churches, because what we do is we go to the congregations that know what needs to be done, that has had enough, and that the congregation does believe in God more so than the heads of the churches. So there will be great choices, and there is great choices being made in this great time. What I will say is that what's written, at least in the Bible and in many prophecies, we are right here, right now. We are in the golden age. When you look in your Bibles, what Jesus has said in the book of Matthew, if you don't have the book of Revelations, in these, Jesus had said there would be signs in the skies. Now, what I need to say, those skies are becoming more, or those signs are becoming more prominent every day and are being seen by more. What this means is that God is already upon the planet, that Christ is already here. So it's important to know that we all come together with GPMS, because this is the ark. This is your deliverance unto the providence. Your prayers have been answered, and everyone needs to realize this. You have been seated with what would occur in this great time. You just did not know when. So the old Bible, for the last 2,000 years, it has served its purpose. It has brought us to this great time of deliverance. And this is what we're entering with the heaven on earth scenario, what GPMS brings. So it's very important, for it doesn't matter what your belief is, but at least you will see this prevalent, that prophecy, scripture, ancient text speaks about this great time. They all speak about it. We are here now. This is the great time. And again, as I said in the beginning of this would not be possible if God was not real in supporting it. And everyone just needs to open their eyes a little bit more to realize that this is it. We've made it. We are witnessing the heaven on earth that has been spoken about for so long. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If someone else wants to add something for today's meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
The network is disturbing me. Sorry for that. As you know, Africa, even we don't have enough power, as you can see me in darkness. But I thank God that everything is going well here in the meeting. And I first thank our brother Ricky that God, let us seek for God first before we do everything. So, Sister Beatrice, as you know, Africa, we are really not in a good condition. What I know that GPMS will do well, and here in Uganda. Let me also first thank our brother Derek for what he did, uniting us here in Africa and here in Uganda. I thank him because he communicated to him that there is a program called GPMS, and it teaches everything, and it will work in Africa.
The connection is lost again. Yeah, thank you so much also for everyone. If someone wants to add something for this meeting today. So now, then we will end the meeting today. Yes? Yes, Joshua, you are back. Your internet is good right
Yes,
now.
network is disturbing me, but as time has gone, I know all points are clear. I have all the points. Brother Solomon talked of the water system here in Uganda, and it's a big problem here in Uganda. I know when we unite, everything will be okay. So I know, Sister Beatrice, as we are with you, as we are with Brother Ricky, as we are with Brother Derek and others in different countries, this payment will help us to meet us and to be in good condition. Here in Uganda, we have a problem with education system. It's also a big problem, and even we are going to begin up this GPMS here in Uganda. What you should know, Sister Beatrice, that in our government will put all eyes on us. I think that we need to register everything as Brother Day told us, and about the banners, the flags. But what we should do, we should also think about our government in Uganda. It's not good, and it will disturb us because they will do everything to stop us to unite together or to do all things with GPMWA. So, Sister, based what we should think of, we should think of registering our system first, so that the government can know that it is there and it is going to be in the whole country. Thank you.
Yeah. So I believe that Bandera should move forward a little bit when he will be a little bit healthier, and we'll see what kind of the banner may start from there. And also probably other funding, if any funding may come, then we can move towards the flyer and also the banner. And please do not think to the government, because I will tell you something. There are also people inside of the government that they like Gpms.world. So this is also here in Canada. This is worldwide. So the people, some people that they are working inside of the government, practically they are with the people. They have only the job there, and they need that job and nothing else. Some of them, they are extremely bad one. They are darkness, but they are few, and they are infiltrated. This is the problem, but this is worldwide problem. So this is not only in Uganda, and do not fear, because as we start to move in Uganda, practically we start to move everywhere. You can see also people from Canada here. And also if you can see our meetings in Europe, you can see from many countries right now. I believe also you can see also India. Yes, YouTube, it's down for a period of time. We have restriction from YouTube. You cannot see the video inside of the YouTube, but we open a Rumble account. Then you can see there. Then practically the country started to move on their own. We have also today meeting also in UK. So these meetings will come in a way that practically we are taking the streets in one day. So imagine that the government here in Canada and also from the United States knows my number. This is not a problem. I am freedom fighter for years, 2010 year. I started with the vaccination program. So imagine that I am so known, and it's not for the first time that I met the police or something like. I just invite them inside of Gpms.world, and just to come with us, because the military and also they are part of the 99%. And believe me or not, when Eric knows that when I started I was called from Romania 2 years ago, and because they found me on the freedom movement, and I had also a video in Romanian language. And from there, I was captured. I had no idea at the time that it was the people working on the secret agency in Romania that they picked me up from the internet. I had no idea. And practically they told me that I have the opportunity to speak on the alternative media. And I took this opportunity, and I had no any kind of idea who are these people practically. Then I found that they are mixed military with people working from the government in Romania in high position. Then I started to know that 20% of them, they want a real change, and they wanted also the self-governance to see what it is about and everything. So practically they bring me in alternative media, and they started to see the video and the explanation, and they put me to come again, and I had question and answer. So don't fear a lot, and practically bring them on the Zoom room. I support Africa as well. As I said before, we have 3 days open. It's Wednesday to Friday, 6 p.m. Kampala time. Then they can reach the Zoom room. And when they reach the Zoom room, I'm not asking them what it is their name. If they want to say it's okay. If they want to say another name, it's okay. So if they have question, I answer. So don't believe that on my mind it's about they are from the government or not. We are the people from the light, and we answer, and the darkness will see our unity, and the darkness will just move forward on their own. They will just disappear from the planet, I'm telling you. This is what that is coming. So when they feel that your fear, they will come towards you, because they will believe that there is a way that they can capture your attention and they can intimidate you. But when they see people around you and you are standing up, they have not what to do. Then they will move from there, because practically their number is they are in inferior number versus the majority. And at this time in the world, there is also an international movement. Unfortunately for us, this international movement is still on the street. It's not here. We try to bring them inside of Gpms.world, but they are still on the streets right now, fighting with the government. It's exactly the opposite that they need to do. But this is coming. So do not fear, do not have fear, not at all. And if something happens, you are not alone. And it's not you that wrote the Gpms.world website. This is universal natural law that already exists. This is superior of any kind of law that it is in your country. And all the artificial law are inferior to this universal natural law. Just I let you know as information. And if you need more information, just move forward and ask. And if something happens, come and say in public. And I'm telling you, after you start to speak in public, I don't believe that they will come after you anymore. I don't believe that. And especially if you start to gather, so we are already around 100,000 right now, people in the world. Imagine when we will be 10 million or 100 million in the world. The belief still that I do not know who from what government will come after you, that you are a speaker of Gpms.org. I don't believe so. I don't believe that they will come to ask you something, or if they will ask you something, they will put some question about the system, but nothing else. Don't fear, because practically they, even that they know for sure, but they will do not come. I'm telling you. And especially when you have your connection with the divinity, yes, things may happen because of the system, because of the darkness, but they cannot succeed. We are in 2024. I tell you something, Joshua. We are in 2024. And I believe many times that I am alone. And I was in 2010 when nobody believed me. And I was with a boy in my hands, my son, and I had to protect him. And he's still protected. Imagine if he's still protected, I'm here. Imagine that God is there and it's above me. I cannot survive 14 years on the way that I survive and doing what I'm doing public. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. If God was not with me, it was impossible. And if you believe that I have not CIA, FBI agents after me, I'm telling you that I have. And I'm telling you that I know everything that they are doing against me, and practically it's a lot of part of intimidation and on files that they write inside of the file. But I truly believe on God that one day this will be fixed because I know the truth. Everything will come down and the truth will rise, will be public. So this is not a problem. When you have problem, just come inside of contributors meeting and say that. And tell me after that how the other one, they will still be around, but they will be a little bit far from you, not so close, because we are many here. So your objective and all the people, yes, Derek, all the people objective has to gather consent. You know how? Gather consent and come in number. This is the most important. Yes, Derek.
It's about the government. What we need just to register with the government so that we do with their certificate, so that certificate can allow us to do whatever we need to do. Like now they know that I run the orphanage. I have a ministry. So I think it's good all of us, we make that URSP registration so that we can be with the strong power, so that nobody can come to you so that why are you here? Why are you gathering here? When you talk like that, you bring the certificate that this one is allowing me to organize, to operate the organization so that I'm fully registered by the national government. They know me, that I'm there helping people in Uganda. So that's I think it is better to do so that it can help us to gather people, many people together at a certain area, so that as the orphanage, so no one can
Yes,
disturb us.
but you have also the free speech. You have the free speech. And if it is necessary to see the law a little bit in Uganda, probably I can look a little bit, but I'm telling you something, move also, try to reach the freedom movement in Uganda, because for sure there is one, and bring the leaders here to speak with me and with other people inside of Gpms.world. Because from there, they have also protection for the free speech. Even that the government try to put down the free speech, this is everywhere. Then practically we can move also with the leader there and they know directly the protection. Yes.
You know, now the problem we have in Uganda here, our government is the harmed government. So they rule us as we are labels. So now when they get when you don't have that certificate, they can say that you are a label. So you are teaching people to label the government. So that's why it's good to be with that certificate. So when they get you, they can just take you somewhere when all people, they don't know where they have taken you. That's the problem we are facing. But when you have that certificate, you can talk with them.
What kind of the certificate? What kind of the certificate? I do not know.
Yeah, there's a certificate for the organization that you are running, which
you are running an organization. Okay, yes, I understand. Yeah. So practically, you are the one that you can keep events also, free speech, because you are already on their vision that you are helping the people and they know that. Yes, Rick.
Yes, so this is part of what Wandera is doing as well, is he's collecting the registered orphanages with the government in Uganda all together as one as well. This is one of the ways to accreditate the orphanages, bringing them all together. Beatrice said it so beautifully, not to have any fear. It would be absolute suicide for any government to go against any GPMS member that is a member of a universal nation worldwide with law and what we're doing. For anyone to go against you, it would show that they are very evil and that they are criminal. And with this, it's one thing they don't want, because you would blow the whole story wide open worldwide. And what would happen? They would be locked up or what have you, not you. So it's important to trust in God and have no fear with any of those things, as Beatrice said, to keep it simple and to keep going forward. And as Beatrice said as well, she's still here. This shows that the darkness cannot do anything to you when you trust and believe in God. And what I can give you myself, they did not believe me when well, let me just say, I'm still here because I have a very important divine mission upon the planet, and it's guaranteed by God, which is omnipotent, that we get this done. So there is no what ifs. The only what if there is no what ifs. Nothing can stop this. This is the most lawful, humane thing ever. And it would be absolutely ridiculous for any government or other authority to try to go against it or intimidate any. With that, again, if it did occur, we love it, because then it would give us even more evidence to show the rest of the people why they got to join and do something now. So, and this is one thing, when we speak about the darkness, they don't want the unity, they want the separation. But what's occurring, the more that the darkness tries to create the separation, it is causing more unity also within GPMS. And there's many on the sidelines that are ready to come, farmers in Europe and in North America. And perhaps, I do not know how informed you are yet in Africa, but worldwide over the last 3 years, there has been series of events that were evil against the people. As a result of this, it has awakened many people, and the trusts in governments worldwide is probably only about 10% at this time, meaning that the majority don't trust governments, because we are in this new time that I spoke about that God promised. So nothing stops us. So keep your full trust in that. And and we keep going forward. So don't, and as Femke, or as Beatrice said, as Beatrice said, don't have these thoughts. Don't create things that are not there. Don't worry about what ifs, just keep aligned with God and what you're doing. And as Peter said, if anyone has any problems, I'd love to know it right away, because there are so many good things that we can do with that if it did occur, and that would propel things forward much quicker. Thank you.
Yes, and again, just to let the people to know that also the people inside of the government, they want Gpms.world system, but practically they are still working for the government, that practically they cannot come public with Gpms.world at this time, but they will come in the future. This will be not a problem when the number is growing. So they may be around to know what we are doing, but we are transparent. So this is not a problem what we are doing. They do not need to meet us face to face to ask what we are doing, because it's written on the website. So in your event, you cannot speak more than it's already on the website. it's impossible to speak more because Gpms.org is a system that practically a system has everything inside. So it's like everything that is part of your daily life, it's inside of a system, and Gpms.org is international system. So practically everything that you are speaking in a good way for the people is covered by Gpms.org website. It's right there. Thank you so much for the meeting today. And just to let you know that this meeting is weekly meeting. And I would like to see more united people from all Africa coming together and share what it is there and how we can advance. Then solution we will find also for banners and also for food and also for education as much as is possible. And also for the events that are very, very important. So on inside of the events for the street here, we have the problem, for example, because they want to know that the events are kept and what it is inside of the events. But speaking about implementation universal natural law, this generally it's not a rising problem. It's absolutely not. This is another international system, and universal natural law, it started to be known. The problem was when practically the law was not known at all, but right now when the people started to know what it is, universal natural law, many started to agree, but the agreement is still verbal. And we want for the people to reach, to manifest them, not only coming verbally, yes, and after that doing nothing. So passive is not the time right now to be passive. So thank you so much for this meeting, and just to see you next week. And thank you so much for everyone that will see our video. Thank you.
Sister, before you end.
Sorry?
Before you end the meeting, hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, before you end the meeting, also, but I have something which is stabbing me in my head. You talked of Brother Wandela. I don't know whether where is he, but I request that because practically Brother Derek is really doing a good job in Uganda. So practically, I request that let Brother Derek be our leader here in Uganda. I don't know whether where his brother Wandela talked of, but I'm not doing anything, but I'm.
Yeah, the internet is still broken.
Beatrice, Joshua, just put off your video and then we can hear you, and then continue to speak with your video off. It will give you more bandwidth, and then you will not be broken. You will not be taking so much internet. So just put your video off, but continue to speak, please. Thank you.
It's a network problem. Yes, sister.
Yes, so if I understood well, to continue in a way that practically Eric to be the leader. What is happening? We are all leaders, not only one. We are equal inside of Gpms.org practically, but some of us are really on the key position to protect GPMS to happen. So this is all about. And I do not know, Wandera, yes, he was missing a little bit. Yes, Rick.
Josh, put off your camera but leave your mic on and then speak, because I couldn't hear clearly what you were saying about Wanderer. Could you please repeat that? Thank you.
Yes, Brother Ricky. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I am, brother, but put your camera off and leave your mic on. Then we can hear you better. And go ahead, please.
Yes, just the network is disturbing me. But what I've been saying, as Brother Derek has been communicating to us here in Uganda, and he introduced this GMS here to me. But Sister Beatrice talked of Wandela. I don't know where Mr. Wandela or Brother Wandela is. Just it was my request that let Brother Derek here in Uganda be our leader. I don't know whether it can do so well for us, but it was just my request that let Brother Derek, because practically he's more active.
Right now I understood. I believe that you said Rick, but you are saying Derek. Yes, I understand. So this is not a problem. I told also to Derek to come with his team, because practically we need team, and working in team, it's better. It's not one above another one. It's not the leadership here. We are not speaking about leadership. We are just coming together as a team. It's just because we started to be many in many countries. When we come so many towards Rick, it's like it's impossible for him to handle them. Practically, he tried to speak with some that he started to know. But this is something else. This has nothing to do with any kind of pyramid or something else. So we are here for some of us. We are keeping some key position. It's not practically a position. Help for GPMS to happen, because we know about darkness and how darkness is acting. So this is all about, but nothing else. So it's not about Derek versus Wandera in area. It's not about that. It's about that you come with the team that you want to come. Then practically you start from your own. You are not linked necessary to somebody. If you do not like to have somebody around you, just do not have it. But Wandera was just on long communication with GPMS just before. And right now I know that he has also this kind of banners and everything. And I support also Africa as much as can. So Africa has also, how can I say, directly support by myself, that I'm not really linked with Wandera with somebody else in area. So I'm linked with everyone in Africa, everyone that wants to be, and it's asking something. And practically it's how to develop a banner. Probably I can ask Lee, and Lee can come with a solution, because practically it's only about the logo. And from the logo you can start, and it's about the money, you know. You just have money to print, and money may come from everywhere. It's not, and this might come in one day. I do not know even how much money Wandera may have to print that, or maybe he may have like a friend, or I do not know, a kind of the relationship in area to help on this way. But nothing more about. So you can team with everyone you want. And what I want to say, imagine that right now we are speaking about few people, but imagine in the future when there will be 100 contributors only in Uganda, or 1,000 contributors in Uganda, or much more than that. So imagine what will be there. You'll be lost among them. It's impossible even to reach them, everyone in person. So practically you'll have your team, you'll be working with your team, and also you'll be happy that you have other around. It's just like that, and you'll make connection with everyone that you want. This is Gpms.world. It's very, it's not, and the leader inside of natural law is very different from the leader that we know today. on this capitalist system. The real leader inside of natural law means that the one that knows something is sharing his knowledge for the others to become knowledgeable on something that practically they can start on their own and be independent or working in team. It depends how they want. It's not about the leadership like position above. It's exactly on the decree. The real freedom, sovereignty, and equality means that no other will be ever in a position of authority above another one. Don't think to that. So we do respect the freedom inside of this movement. This is not a problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Thank you, sister.
Yeah, thank you so
Sister?
much. Yes, Rick. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Beatrice. Yeah, so as Beatrice said, everyone is to work together with this. You are all of you are actually leaders, and you're all equal guardians, representatives of GPMS. So what has occurred is Wandera has begun it, but you are all family. You are all one with it, and to work together, you know, as this great unity. So having said this, yes, you don't need another leader. You know yourself what needs to be done is to get the voice collected as soon as possible and to do what is right with that. And no one tells you what to do. We are the guardians, you are as well, but what we say is it's simple for everyone. Collect this voice. And you know, yes, you could say there are perhaps some sort of a leadership with, but it needs to be this way that we share what Beatrice said to everyone, so that you also know that you are a leader, all of you. So yeah, and what we need, one other thing, we'll see Beatrice, I believe, maybe speaking with Wanda or not, or I perhaps will see what occurs there soon, and to see. I wish to be informed if you have access to banners and flyers as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
For me, allow me to say, I don't have much to say, but I just want to thank you because for us in Africa, I've been waiting for any program which can unite us and a program how, or maybe how we can express our feelings, because for us in Africa, we don't live in a good condition. We are living in a country where there is no democracy. Like there is no freedom, like there's no freedom of speak.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And whenever you say something which is wrong on the government, they will just arrest you and they take you anywhere they want and they do anything that they want on you. So for me, I'm so happy and excited that let me say on the meantime or for a meanwhile, we have got a program which can unite us so that even us, the low people, can have a freedom of speech. So for me, I just want to thank you, Sister Beatrice, Brother Derek, because he's the one who told me that there is a program which is called Gpms. And I was so excited saying that, how do they look like? Because for me, I've never been with our friends which are outside from Africa. For me, my friends, all of them are in Africa. And for me, I grew up when I was a street kid. My parents died when I was still young, and I decided to do something or to make a change in our community. But sincerely speaking, making a difference in our community is very difficult. That's what I can say.
Yes, yes, I do understand. This is a manifestation worldwide. I do not know if you know what happens if the relationship between the people on the street asking for the freedom and the police coming and arrest them, and practically they start to fight physically each other. So this is happening, it's worldwide, this is everywhere. But in 2024, probably we can start to see a little bit of mafia to go down, but probably will be not full down for sure in 2024. The mafia and the corruption will be down when Gpms.world system is fully implemented. Only at that time. And keep in mind that I'm telling you the truth. Only when Gpms.org system is fully implemented, then the corruption and the mafia is really destroyed. Until at that time, we will still have a sort of mafia. It's just to navigate on, and as Gpms.org is moving forward with number and everything and development, I'm telling you that even the people from the government, they will ask themselves if they want to be part of GPMS, and I believe that they will want to be part of Gpms.org. So they will come.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me add on Delik's what sentence, on Delik's statement, because he told you that we need a registration. For us in Uganda, if we start any program which is not registered, the government will say that you are going to make a defiance. Because for me, one day I was on opposition side doing campaign, flogging or saying some words which are true, but when the government here, they were just saying that for us we are rebels, and they arrested me, and I was in jail for 2 months. So sister Delik is brother Delik, what is telling you is the truth and it's the fact. For us in Africa, if you don't have a registration, you cannot run any business, and you cannot gather people more than 10. If you gather them, the policeman or the police station or the policemen will just come and ask you, what are you doing?
Yeah,
so if you don't have any,
in Canada, I have said what I'm doing. I'm saying all the time what I'm doing. I have a lot of video for years that they can hear what I'm doing every week. This is not a problem when they are asking you what you are doing. You are speaking about freedom, nothing else. So, and GPMS, new international system, and they need to take their time to come with us. This is all about.
Okay.
So invite them inside of gpms.org, give them the flyer or give them the website and invite them inside of gpms.org, because I'm telling you, gpms.org system cannot compare with no other system. And even the rich people in considered rich today, every single one of us when gpms.org system starts will be richer.
Okay.
They cannot have the freedom inside of the actual system, and there is no government job that can pay them to have the life that they can have inside of gpms.org system. It's impossible. gpms.org system compare with nothing. We are speaking about a lot of basic stuff today, like food and everything, but I'm telling you, if I start to share with you everything right now, it's too late. It's already almost 3 hours meeting, so this is too long already. But in other meetings, we can share about more what GPMS is and what GPMS system can do. And when you will start to hear about, you'll understand that nothing compared with that. There is no job inside of any kind of government right now that can compete with everything that they can have inside of GPMS.org system. It's impossible. Do not want to have it.
Okay, no problem. Let me wait for another meeting so that we can know, because for us in Africa, we understand by by explaining us more. Even me, I'm going to look forward. I'm going to do my best so that I can gather as many people as I can.
Okay, so I just started the meeting today. I do not know if you were here today. If not, I'm telling you. So Canada wants to come with a law, for example, for the hate speech, what they consider hate speech. This is everything that somebody can share their name with something speaking the truth about them. So, and for that, they want to bring the people in prison for life. So in the world right now, there are only 3 countries putting the people in want to put the people in prison for the speech, and Canada is the worst one. And I'm in Canada and I'm keeping GPMS meetings. So what can I tell you much more than that? You are in Uganda. I know that, for example, my freedom accounts are worldwide. Nothing is coming from Uganda to compare with the restriction from Canada. The restriction of Canada are almost all the time the highest. And I'm still speaking, I'm still here. And I'm going to the people door, but it's a little bit cold outside because this is the winter time. If not, I will go also in the parks and I will share the message. And in the parks, for sure, I meet the police and everyone. This is not a problem. Eliminate your fear. When you eliminate your fear and speak with love, you'll attract love. This is the law of attraction first. And if there it's really somebody from the darkness that is coming towards you, this is something else.
Okay.
You are
Okay,
still
sister,
not
thank
involved. You are still not involved in gathering the people in the street with Townsend. We are still not there. So when we'll be there, we'll see the law and everything. But until that time, maybe even the police will reach Gpms.world system. And I'm telling you, the police at this time, when you have such a fear because of the police at this time, they have their own freedom movement. If you do not know that, I'm telling you that they have it. And this is international. Because they saw a lot of things that happen on their job and they are so stressed, and practically they develop an online international program, freedom program, that practically they inform the people that they do not agree with everything that happens inside of the government. What can I tell you much more than that? I'm not saying that some of them they are really not good, or they still believe that they can act as the system that it is in place today, but they will realize also in the future, and probably they will come on the good way too, because they cannot move as they move in the past. They will understand that. So this is just coming, but first of all, eliminate your fear, because your fear will attract the problem. When you eliminate your fear, then even that something happened, then you will see what will happen. Because until GPMS will be in the street, many things may happen, and will be like a clean way for GPMS to be on the street with the movement. And GPMS, it's all the time putting the people in a way of peace. So it's nothing violent, it's nothing to fight, it's nothing even against the government. What we are saying is to change the law, that the people from inside, from the government and all the people needs to come together. This is something very different. We are not against the government right now to try to arrest them or to do something. It's nothing like that. GPMS is very peaceful. It's not about violence. So bring please the information about the new system that is coming, about the abundance, about everything, and we'll discuss much more on the next coming meeting about that you'll know what to share as message, and practically from there we start. And you'll see when you share this message, generally the darkness will be not really around you.
Okay, sister.
Please move on this way, and believe me, because the information that we share inside of GPMS, it's very, very different to any kind of information that was shared in the past in the freedom movement or from a political party perspective. It's extremely different.
Okay.
We'll discuss much more in the future, and I will propose also the meeting for the next meeting to come and to speak about really what GPMS is and what could be told for the people and what it is, this system so amazing. And we'll start the next meeting on probably will be next Saturday, yes. So please be here, then you will hear exactly and you'll put your question and answer and everything and you'll see it's just amazing that everyone will want to have it. And much more than that, we are on the divine justice. We will speak also about the divine justice. So we do not really need justice on our days because the divine justice is practically enough. That is how it is moving forward. We are in special time. The human race was never on these times before. This is something very new. You are inside of something very new and very good for the human race. So just remove your fear, and after the next meeting, I believe that you do not fear not at all. So thank you so much for the meeting because it's already 3 hours and we need also to end the meeting for today. Yes, Rick, if you want to say something, to add something.
Oh, thank you so much, Beatrice. What I wish to say is thank you so much for hosting another great meeting. And I'm just absolutely impressed with your presentation again. And what I wish to say, love, light, and gratitude to all of our brothers and sisters here. And we'll see you next week, I believe. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.